Hey guys, so I wanted to come and talk to you all about this story that's gone viral regarding this young lady who was discovered in this woman's home, and tragically she ended up losing her life. I've been seeing a lot of things online, and a lot of things I do agree with, but I don't really agree with the fact that it seems that Mrs. Alexander is being villainized to the point of everyone wanting to, basically take pitchforks to this woman. I did a little research of my own, and I would like to share my thoughts. So here we go. Now, Tyra Crosby was a 25-year-old woman from Charlotte, North Carolina, who loved her family and friends, taking cute pics and posting videos online. Tyra lost her life on July 18, 2023, when 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander discovered her inside of her marital home with her husband, Albert Alexander. Allegedly, Tyra met Albert at a club, and the two began some sort of relationship. Stephanie Alexander was arrested and charged with manslaughter, but was released after posting a $250,000 bond. Now, allegedly, Miss Alexander intends to plead self-defense, and I honestly feel that she may be able to, beat this charge based on some of the things that I found, which I'm sure she's going to share with her lawyers. So, number one, where this crime took place, it was Mrs. Alexander's marital home. I'm not sure if North Carolina has the stand your ground case like we do in Florida, but I feel that she possibly could use it, and here's why. I decided to do a little digging on Miss Stephanie Alexander to see, who was this woman? Was she just some deranged person that came home and decided to just wreak havoc, or went hunting for this woman because she was sleeping with her man, all of these things? And I was unable to find anything to back that up. Stephanie Alexander does not have a criminal record other than the arrest that she got arrested for regarding Miss Crosby in her case, right? However, Tyra Crosby has a lengthy record, okay? She has a lengthy criminal record that goes back many years. I was able to go back as far as 2018 with Miss Crosby. I have here a picture that says 2018, showing that she was arrested for simple battery, simple assault. In 2021, she was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill and discharging a firearm into an occupied property. In 2022, she was arrested again for simple assault. And then earlier this year, in March 2023, she was arrested yet again for a simple assault and communicating threats, okay? So I'm not saying that this young lady, deserved to have her life ended for making a mistake, but I'm also asking you all to just think about things a little bit more logically instead of emotionally. It is quite possible that when she was confronted, this young lady could have gotten very disrespectful, could have been hurling threats. She could have had a weapon herself, which could have caused Miss Alexander to go for hers. You know what I'm saying? She could have been trying to fight her and things of that nature, because let's just be honest. You got a 25-year-old girl who's being, groomed by an older gentleman who was old enough to be her father. And don't worry, I'm going to get on him and Mrs. Alexander, but let me handle this one first. This young lady being groomed by this idiot, she's feeling herself. She's thinking, I'm fine. I'm a little sexy, cute, little whatever. She see this old ass lady come up in there, and in her mind, she's thinking, I could whoop her ass. I done been to jail for fucking people up for less than that. I'll whoop her old ass, and then expect that old ass lady to be able to keep up with her and end up taking her up out of here. Okay? And I understand that her mother, is on the news talking about that's her angel and all of these things, but angels don't sit there and go back and forth to jail. Angels are not violent and assaulting people with, weapons and things of that nature. They're not doing that. There's a strong possibility that Mrs. Alexander was put in a very compromising situation. And a lot of you all are sitting out here in the comments with all of this morality, like you guys are just so high and mighty, and you guys just think everything logical. When let's be serious, half of you all would have overreacted too. Okay, you have to put yourselves in somebody else's shoes. If anybody is innocent, I feel like it's Miss Alexander, because she's the only one that wasn't doing something behind anybody's back. This woman came home to her house and discovered someone up in her house doing God knows what, because we don't even know what position or how they were found. They're doing God knows what. This lady was hurt. She's been with this man for many of years. You know what I'm saying? She has emotions behind this. She may have children with him as well. So that is a very hurtful thing to find out that the person that you are with is being disloyal and unfaithful. But not only are they doing that, they're doing it in your house, where you live, where you pay bills. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's expecting this woman to have the patience of Job and the attitude of an angel and the forgiveness of Jesus. And to be honest, you all are full of it. You're full of it, because you all would have probably acted the same way, if not worse. I want you guys to switch this around, because I feel like the reason you guys are going so hard on her is because she's a woman. If this were a man, let's flip it. If this were a man who came home and caught his wife taking it from the back, and he decided to start fighting the man and ended up hurting the man, well, he couldn't come back from it, nobody would have a problem with it. You all would be sitting online, oh, that's that man's house, that's his wife, she ain't no good, how dare she do him like that? You know, that man was hurt, I can understand. But because it's a woman, she's supposed to have all this calmness and sit down and talk to her. I seen some of y'all idiots online talking about, oh, she should have sat down and talked to her and guided her because she's younger than her. I'm sorry, but I'm not about to sit down and try to talk to you while I done caught you riding my man peen. Excuse me? Could you please get off his peen, please, so that we can talk? Because, honey, this is my man and you shouldn't be here. And I don't understand why you're here, but going forward, please don't come back anymore. Y'all sound crazy. Ain't nobody about to sit down and try to talk to you when they done caught you naked up in their house or doing God knows what up in their house with their partner. Nobody is going to be thinking like that. And if somebody thinks like that, it's somebody that probably cheating too. Okay. Y'all are being unrealistic with what y'all are expecting from this woman. She was supposed to sit down and counsel this woman and guide her up off the dingling. Y'all can go to hell with that. Please go to hell. Go straight to hell, because y'all wouldn't have done it either. That is some bull crap. And if it were a man, everybody would understand his anger, frustration, his pain. But because it's a woman, she should have been so calm and understanding. That's ridiculous. And what you guys are doing is very counterproductive to your plight, due to the fact that if you keep putting this energy out, that we're going to absolve Tyra from any sort of responsibility in this situation, we're going to have more Tyras popping up, guys. Because when you sit here and have that energy, you are telling these little girls, these young girls, not little girls, because let's be clear here. I understand y'all like to fantasize things, but let's be clear. This was a 25-year-old woman. This was not a child. She was not lured. She was invited and she took herself there. And I want to be 90%. I believe that she knew that that man was married. These days, it's very hard to hide your marriage from people. Let's be honest, because if somebody can't call you after a certain time, you need to be concerned. If they can't FaceTime you whenever, you should be concerned. If this is outside of their work hours and stuff like that, and they can't talk to you, they got to schedule this and that, you should be concerned. That should make your antennas go up. But a lot of times, young girls, they don't care about that because they feel like they got more sense than everybody else, and they're going to do what they want to do, and they can take your man and all this other crazy stuff. You guys sound ridiculous. And you're going to cause more Tyras to come along. We need to tell young ladies, you need to use your discernment. Don't be so quick to go to these dudes' house. If you don't know him like that, don't go to his house. If you ain't had at least 3 public outings with him, don't feel safe going to his house. Because 9 times out of 10, let me tell you something. Right now, the economy is real bad. And most people can't even afford to live by themselves on their own without assistance. So you need to expect that everybody that you meet, it's a possibility they live with somebody, whether it's their mama, their brother, or their baby mama, or their wife. You need to have that in the back of your head. And we need to teach our young ladies, don't be so quick to go to somebody's house in the middle of the night, because she was over there by 5 something in the morning. Ain't nobody calling you at 5 something in the morning to read Bible scriptures. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Ain't nobody on that. So we going to stop this little narrative that, oh, she was just a child. Ain't no, she was grown, y'all. Stop it. She was an adult. You guys are doing that so that y'all can further villainize this woman. And I really don't like it. Now, when it comes to the husband, Albert, he's disgusting. He's a piece of trash. And I feel that he needs to be charged with a higher charge than Mrs. Alexander. Why? Because he is the common denominator. He set this up. And no matter what happened afterwards, the fact that he invited Tyra to his house, it was his job to make sure that that young lady left safe. I don't care if your wife came in there mad, yelling, screaming, hollering. You should have barricaded yourself up against that young girl and escorted her to the door and got her up out of there, and you deal with your wife. Let your wife go upside your head. But because you invited that girl there, you should have made sure that that young lady left alive. And because he did not, and because she was there only because of him, and he didn't protect her even when the wife got there, he needs to go to jail too. I think he deserves a higher charge than Mrs. Alexander, because again, this lady was shocked. She's ambushed. She's surprised. She has no idea. These two women had no idea as to what's going on, but he did. Messing with a young girl who is young enough to be his daughter. I'm sure he has children older than that girl. He is disgusting for that. He gets no cool points. He gets no respect from me. You have a whole wife out here trying to help you and take care of you, and you at her house being disrespectful? Absolutely not. He is a pig. And I hope he gets charged too. Because at the end of the day, if it weren't for him, that young lady would still be alive. Now, when it comes to Miss Alexander, I feel sorry for her. I really do. I feel sorry for her. I do not feel that this lady needs to be locked in prison. I do not feel that she is a danger to the community. I do not feel that she would harm anyone else, because from her record, it doesn't show that she's been in any kind of legal trouble or anything like that, or, hurt anybody else. Now, I will say this, Miss Alexander, you wrong for taking that young lady's life like that. Because I strongly believe you knew he wasn't shit. Okay? This wasn't his first time, Mama. I could look at him and tell that he ain't shit, and I could tell you he been doing this. All right? Because something sent you back to your house that night. I'm under the impression that, yeah, he's a dirty dog, but he thought you wouldn't come back. He thought you was going to be out for the evening so he could have him a little bit of fun, and messed around and got caught. So I feel like something in your spirit told you that you needed to go home, and you were right. Okay? But I feel like it was like your spirit was ringing for you, because this was not the first time. And that's probably why you were so angry and so hurt, because here it is. I've forgiven him many times for doing things. And then I come home to find this fool doing it in my house. That could make anybody snap. I get it. I understand. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm better than anybody, and like I don't have feelings and emotions, and that things don't happen. But what you messed up at is when he first started doing that to you, Miss Alexander, you should have been left him. I'm sure you done had family and friends and all kind of stuff tell you, leave that nigga alone. You should have been left him alone a long, long time ago, because now look what happened. Now you fighting for your life, your freedom, your job, your career. Everything that you've worked for is on the line, and it could possibly go down the drain, all because you want to stay laid up with this raggedy, no good dude. Okay? A lot of people want to know why you didn't go upside his head. You may have, you may have not. I feel like you should have. If anybody should have got a head going upside of, I would have definitely started with Mr. Albert. Because at the end of the day, she would have never got inside the house if it wasn't for him. Okay? He is the one who took vows with you. He is the one who betrayed you. He is the one who used you and lied to you. Okay? If you're going to be mad at anybody, it should have definitely been upset with him. But I understand, in the heat of the moment, misplaced anger, etc. And for all of you all saying that, oh, she should have did this and that to him, why is he still alive? Y'all sound stupid. That lady done been with that man for many years. She loved him and has a connection with him. So even though she's mad, disappointed, and hurt by what he's done, 9 times out of 10, she ain't going for him first. She's going to go for the easier target, which is that smaller girl, that smaller young lady, and the one that she does not know, because she don't have no emotions for that person. It makes perfect sense. Was it right? No. I would never sit here and say that Tyra deserved to lose her life simply for being invited to a married man's home. But I also don't feel that Miss Alexander needs to lose her life and everything that she's worked for because of him. She did not plan that. She did not go home planning to hurt anybody. She was shocked when she got in her house, ambushed, if you will, with what she saw. There's no telling what she saw them doing when she got in that house. Okay? I understand a lot of y'all not going to agree with me. I understand a lot of y'all would prefer to just blame her, Miss Alexander, and, completely act like Tyra was some innocent baby, but she was not. Tyra was a grown woman who had family who loved her and still loves her and is fighting for justice for her. And I'm not mad at that. That's what y'all supposed to do. But she wasn't innocent. And I strongly believe she knew what she was doing. And she certainly had a lengthy criminal record showing that she could be quite violent herself. So there's no telling what really went on in that house. Okay? The mother also stated that there's some sort of phone call that she's given to law enforcement. Law enforcement has released the 911 call from that time, but they've not released this tape. I don't know if they're holding it because it's part of the investigation, but I'm going to be waiting to see if and when that comes out, because I just couldn't understand why someone would have that kind of evidence and not want the world to hear it so that, it could help. Just like when Emmett Till mother had to release the picture and Kendrick Johnson's mom had to release pictures. If you really got this tape that you claim that you can hear your daughter being hurt, release it. You know what I'm saying? Why haven't the police confirmed that they have it? They haven't confirmed that at all. All the report says that she said she gave it to them. The police have not confirmed that nor released it. They've only released the 911 tape. But those are just my thoughts. Y'all are free to get in the comments and say what y'all feel. But these are my fault. I feel like everybody was wrong. Tyra was wrong for going. Mr. Alexander was wrong for inviting that young lady over there and not protecting her and making sure she got out safely. And Mrs. Alexander was wrong for losing her temper to the point where someone lost their life. And that's just where I am with it. Thank you guys for listening. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think. Bye.